Hello, everyone. As always, I am your host, Gonzalo Gonzo Herrero with the Rise 41 podcast. And today we have a different kind of episode. This is part of our everyday biohacking guides and ultimate guide series. And today we're going to talk about how to be successful while utilizing GLP-1 weight loss drugs, what you need to know, what you need to do in order to ensure your success. So with that, there'll be notes below. You can jump to whatever section is applicable to you or you're more interested. But let's jump right into it. This is part of the lessons that are available on our website, on our guides. So let's get to it. So first, quick introduction. Weight loss is often viewed as a straightforward process. You eat less, you move more, and watch the pounds melt away. However, anyone who's embarked on this journey knows that it's far more complex than that. Every individual has a unique metabolic profile, dietary habits, and a set of lifestyle challenges that shape their path to success. And this is why the introduction of GLP-1 medications has been such a groundbreaking development in weight management. So GLP-1 medications like semaglutide, liraglutide, tirzepatide, retatrutide, they're more than just appetite suppressants. Let's start with that. They work with your body's natural mechanisms to regulate your blood sugar, improve satiety, and promote healthier eating patterns. For individuals who have struggled with hunger, cravings, or metabolic roadblocks, these medications can be life-changing. Yet, their use comes with a responsibility to ensure that weight loss occurs in a way that protects overall health and prevents the loss of muscle mass. This is key. Muscle isn't just about physical appearance. This is why this is so important. It's an essential component of your metabolic health, your physical function, and even your longevity. So during rapid weight loss, muscle tissue can be lost alongside fat, leading to a slower metabolism and a higher likelihood of weight regain. This makes muscle preservation a cornerstone of any effective weight loss plan, especially with GLP-1s. This guide is designed to help you navigate your weight loss journey with GLP-1s, offering actionable strategies to support muscle maintenance, improve health outcomes, and sustain your results long term. By focusing on nutrition, exercise, sleep, and recovery, you'll not only lose weight, but you'll build a foundation for lifelong health and wellness. And whether you're just starting out with GLP-1s or looking to refine your approach, this guide will hopefully provide tools and insights needed to optimize your journey without a lot of fluff. And let's start with the science behind GLP-1s and how they work to transform your body. So, second part of this, understanding GLP-1s and their role in weight loss. So what are GLP-1s? So GLP-1 medications are part of a class of drugs called incretin mimetics. They mimic the action of glucagon like peptide 1, a hormone that's naturally produced in your gut in response to food intake. This hormone plays a critical role in regulating appetite, blood sugar, and digestion. When GLP-1 levels are increased through medication, several beneficial effects occur. First one is reduced appetite. GLP-1 signal the brain that you're full, which helps you control portions and reduce your caloric consumption. Second, it delays gastric emptying. So food stays in your stomach longer, prolonging the feeling of fullness after meals. Third, it improves your insulin response. So GLP-1s help your body use insulin more effectively, stabilizing blood sugar levels and reducing fat storage. Now, some benefits beyond weight loss. GLP-1s were originally developed to treat type 2 diabetes, but their effects extend far beyond just sugar control. Studies have shown that these medications can, 1, reduce inflammation and improve cardiovascular health by lowering blood pressure and cholesterol. 2, protect pancreatic function by reducing insulin overproduction. And 3, support long-term weight maintenance by addressing hunger and satiety signals. It helps you program back into normal, if you will, if you have an issue with that. Now, let's talk about the challenges. While effective, GLP-1s are not without challenges. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation, which can make adhering to a balanced diet more difficult. Additionally, the rapid weight loss often seen with GLP-1s can lead to muscle loss, again, important, if dietary protein and exercise aren't prioritized. This is key. Another challenge is psychological, and it's easy to rely solely on medication without making the lifestyle changes necessary for long-term success. I want to stress this. This is extremely important. And the reason I stress this is we are seeing many cases of people utilizing huge dosages of GLP-1s, losing weight, but by not doing the lifestyle changes, as they lose weight, they're also simultaneously losing not just fat, but muscle mass. And your muscle is protective. It's health protective. It also maintains your metabolic rate. At some point, that loss of fat combined with the loss of muscle will be bad for your health. That will lead to a bad outcome if you don't manage it properly. So GLP-1s should be viewed as a tool and not a cure-all then. because the benefits are maximized when you're paired with this holistic approach to health. Again, proper rest, nutrition, exercise. These are key to your success. So in the next sections that we're going to talk about, we'll explore how to complement GLP-1 therapy with nutritional strategies and physical activity to ensure that your weight loss journey is as healthy and effective as possible. You also get better results. That's the other thing. You put in the effort, but your results will be so much better when you come out at the end, maybe even sooner. So let's dive into third part of this lesson, which is nutritional strategies for muscle prevention, for muscle preservation, should be clear. So first piece here, prioritize your protein intake. Protein is often referred to as the building block of life, and this is for a good reason, because during weight loss, protein becomes even more critical as it prevents muscle tissue from being broken down for energy. Consuming adequate protein not only supports muscle repair and growth, but also helps regulate your hunger hormones like ghrelin, keeping you satisfied for longer. So, two things to keep in mind: protein timing. Studies show that distributing protein intake every day evenly throughout the day maximizes your muscle protein synthesis. So, for example, rather than eating most of your protein, say at dinner, which is fairly traditional for some people, you aim for 20 or 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'd say 40 is probably best. But again, individual needs will vary. We're all different. Some are bigger, some are smaller, faster metabolic rate, etc. So figure out what your needs are. But definitely 20 to 30 grams at breakfast, lunch, and dinner with some high protein snacks in between, that'll get you where you need to be. The next is the quality of the protein matters. So you want high quality sources because not all proteins are created equal. I'm sorry, vegans, but animal-based proteins such as chicken, fish, eggs, and dairy provide all your essential amino acids in optimal ratios. Plant-based options like lentils, quinoa, and tofu, they are excellent for vegetarians, but you may need to consider combining foods, say like rice and beans, to achieve a more complete amino acid profile. And why is that important? Because again, the quality of that protein is very important, especially as you're losing weight and you're rebuilding and making sure that you want to preserve all that muscle. Next thing to consider, incorporate nutrient-dense foods. And while protein is critical, your overall diet should include a variety of nutrient-dense foods. So vitamins and minerals like magnesium, zinc, and B vitamins play a role in muscle function and energy production. So try and include, first, some vegetables. This is critical. Leafy greens, broccoli, and bell peppers, for example, those are great. As far as fruits go, berries, apples, bananas, lots of potassium, lots of, again, good fiber. This is beneficial for you, especially considering gastric emptying issues that could happen with this medication. Whole grains, oats, quinoa. Some people recommend brown rice. Personally, due to the potential for inflammation in some people with brown rice, I actually recommend white rice rather than brown. But again, personal preference. So we're talking about what are the steps that you can integrate into your life to make it easier, not harder. So just be aware of this as you set up your diet and set yourself up for success. Another piece is, of course, staying hydrated. Dehydration can impair your muscle performance and recovery. So aim for at least, 8 to 10 cups of water daily. Don't stress it. It's one of these things like some people go nuts with it has to be half a gallon or a gallon. Individual needs will vary independently. You know yourself. But if you need a guideline, an easy guideline is 8 to 10 cups of water daily, if it makes it easier for you to track. Again, this is about learning behaviors that you can repeat easily without having to stress about remembering them. By being easy behaviors that you can do day by day, again, you ensure your success because you're modifying your behavior over time. And that way you ensure success because you're sticking to whatever these small incremental beneficial steps are. So now that we've covered that, let's talk about the importance of physical activity. I know you got to do the work a little bit. Yes, you can lose weight just by sticking a needle and shooting GLP-1s, but that's not the healthy approach. Again, we want to ensure your success. We want to make sure that you're healthy, happy, and in a better place. So let's talk about physical activity. And the first key here that I always recommend to people is honestly strength training. Strength training isn't just for bodybuilders. It's a non-negotiable part of preserving muscle during weight loss. When you engage in resistance training, you create tiny tears in your muscle fibers, and during recovery, your body repairs these tears, making the muscle stronger and more resilient. So, two concepts to keep in mind while you're considering resistance training. One is the idea of progressive overload. So, to continue building strength, Gradually increase the weight of resistance you use during workouts. In other words, don't get stuck with one workout and do just that workout. Keep in mind to always kind of slowly, gradually, at your own pace, what's appropriate for you. You should know, you will feel it. But always make it slightly more challenging as you go, because your body's very good at adapting. And if you maintain the same effort level, eventually your body will stop changing. It will actually stop getting the full benefit of exercise, because it'll just maintain. It won't be challenged. So keep that in mind, the idea of progressive overload. Also, if possible, and again, it depends on individuals, your mobility, your level of fitness, you want a variety of exercises. You want to incorporate a mix of maybe some free weights, some resistance bands, maybe some body weight exercises to challenge different muscle groups. You may want to work with a trainer in order to achieve a better outcome here. But again, figure out what works for you as far as resistance training. Now, another part of it, now that we've addressed strength training, let's talk about cardio and cardiovascular exercise. So cardio burns calories and improves endurance, but it should be a complement and not replace strength training. These are two different things. You have two different goals here. Overdoing cardio can lead to muscle loss, especially paired with a low-calorie diet. So you got to watch it, because, again, your body is very good at adapting. And if you throw a bunch of cardio in your weight loss, yes, you're going to burn calories. Yes, you may accelerate your weight loss. But your body eventually will learn that you're doing this cardio and will actually down-regulate your metabolic rate to adjust for that, because your body's efficient. It's a machine that's designed to be efficient. And eventually you'll find yourself where, as you drop calories and you do more cardio, you find yourself in this negative loop where your body's caloric requirements keep dropping as it adapts. And eventually you find yourself where, like, why am I not losing weight? I'm only eating 1,000 calories. This is why, because your body has adapted to that because of like excessive cardio. Now, cardio, of course, is it's incredibly cardiovascularly protective. So it's extremely important. I personally do fasted cardio every single day, zone 2, 20 to 30 minutes every morning, fasted. And this helps with my lipid profile. There's a bunch of benefits by doing fasted cardio. And we'll get into that in another one of these lessons, in another video episode, because there is a multitude of benefits with daily fasted cardio. For longevity, for heart health, for your blood pressure. I mean, there's just so many aspects and so many things, even weight loss, little strategies that you can use. But, all right, third part regarding physical activity, functional fitness and recovery. Let's talk about that briefly. Functional fitness focuses on movements that mimic everyday activities, so improving your balance, your coordination, and flexibility. A lot of people, if they're very heavy, obese, they've had challenges with their mobility, right? It may be harder for them to move. So starting to focus on slowly building that back when possible. Again, everyone is different, whatever is appropriate for you. This is going to be key, because you can have as you strength train and or do your cardio, you're going to want to also incorporate some active recovery days, which involve lighter activities. And this is where you're walking, yoga, maybe, to prevent overtraining. Allow your body to heal itself and repair itself from the micro strain or the effort that you've put it in from your weight training sessions and or your cardio. You also have to give your body time to adapt and heal itself. So these are the basic principles of movement, things that you should consider. So again, how you do that, we are going to create another guide or guides regarding exercise and different exercise modalities. But for the purposes of success with the GLP-1, keep in mind that you want to create and utilize resistance training, if at all possible, 2-3 times a week as appropriate. You want to incorporate some cardio. Again, not overdo it. You don't want to go into HIIT training. You don't want to be doing like hours and hours and hours of cardio. That's not going to be beneficial. Overdoing it and overtraining will stress your body and will fight against the goals that you're trying to achieve, which are to reduce your total body fat and increase your muscle mass. Because you do both of those things and your health markers will improve immediately and you'll have much more success. All right, so now you've done all the cardio, you've done the strength training, you've done the yoga, you've done the walking, the active recovery. So let's talk about the next part in our plan in order to ensure success. And we're going to talk about optimizing your sleep and recovery. So the science of sleep. During sleep, your body enters a state of repair, releasing growth hormone and repairing muscle tissue. And skimping on sleep not only disrupts these processes, but also increases hunger hormones like ghrelin, while decreasing leptin, which signals fullness. So you want to get your rest to, again, optimize your outcome. So here are some practical tips for better sleep. By the way, we also have an Improve Your Sleep Everyday Biohacking Guide. If you want far more detailed look at how to improve sleep, practices you can do, and so forth. So I'll link to it at the bottom of this video. But short term, like I said, sleep and recovery, critical to your success with both exercise and your weight loss with your GLP-1. So here are some very quick tips. Stick to a consistent bedtime. Routine is your friend here. Why? Because your body will get used to that. Your body will get used to that rhythm, and it'll know when it's time to go to bed, or when it's time to get up. Again, maximizing your recovery. You want to avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. All of these will disrupt your sleep. If you have a heavy meal, all the digestive processes, and you might be uncomfortable. It's not going to help you sleep if your body's busy processing a heavy meal that might even be inflammatory in some way. That's not going to help you rest. Caffeine, needless to say, stimulant. So you're not going to maximize your sleep if you have coffee right before going to bed. This is not going to work. And alcohol, even though a lot of people think it helps them to sleep, what it does make you drowsy. But as the alcohol is being metabolized by your system, your brain is not able to go into full sleep and recovery mode. Your body's still breaking down the alcohol. There may even be a slight insulin response because, ultimately alcohol, carbohydrates, sugar, they're all related. So you may have an insulin response in the middle of the night, and that insulin spike may intrude on your sleep, on your ability to sleep. So alcohol is actually to be avoided close to bedtime for those of you who partake. Another thing to consider regarding sleep and recovery, it's stress and recovery. So stress management techniques like mindfulness and breathing exercises can improve your recovery and reduce your cortisol levels, which are linked to muscle breakdown. You need cortisol, you don't want to eliminate that completely, but you don't need cortisol at night. You need cortisol when you wake up in the morning in order to help you wake up and go about your tasks. That's part of your circadian rhythm of your cycle. So again, stress and managing your stress is critical in order to be able to get proper sleep. And we talk about that again in that Everyday Biohacking Guide to Better Sleep. Okay, now, next step, things to consider, how to monitor your progress. You can do some kind of advanced tracking, like you can use tools like body composition scans like DEXA or in-body scans to at least have an idea. So you can differentiate between fat loss and muscle loss, just so you have a better idea. The scale alone might tell you a story, but it's only partial information. It is possible, for example, for somebody who's new to weight training and losing weight to actually keep the same weight, even though they're losing fat because they're adding muscle. For example, they're the so-called newbie gains is an example of this. So the scale can be misleading sometimes. So be aware of that. So when you have metrics like that, like a DEXA scan or an in-body scan, maybe measuring fat percentage with calipers, anything like that that gives you an extra data point, that might be something you might want to look into in order to ensure your success with your GLP-1s and to be able to track, right? So that it's not just weight. And then as far as maintaining that long-term success, transitioning off the GLP-1, let's say you hit that point, you don't want to be on a GLP-1 forever. You really don't. There's really no need for that. So once you're close to your goal where you feel healthy and so forth, you have to be very careful when you transition off. And I want to talk about this. This is more of a candid, open conversation, some thoughts on this. So as you work with your dosage and with your medication, and you've made all these lifestyle changes, and you finally hit that point where you're happy with your results with where you are, you have to start thinking of, how do I slowly eliminate the dose, right, or titrate down, in order to completely be off the GLP-1, which is, again, what preferably one would do once you hit that goal weight. Now, I will say some people will say they will stay on a low dose of GLP-1s because of the anti-inflammatory properties, and there's some science showing some cognitive benefits, etc. But some people may want to like completely titrate down and eliminate that once they hit their goals. If you do that, just be aware there will be an adjustment because, again, you might have some appetite suppression that's no longer there. There may be some change in your digestive because of that gastric emptying slowness that's no longer going to be there. So there may be some changes in your bowel movements and your digestion. Be aware of these things. And the other thing is to consider that since you've come this far and you finally found you've set your new level, stay there and enjoy. Don't make drastic changes to your diet. Don't add a bunch of calories. Don't do crazy cardio. Again, give yourself some time, a few weeks perhaps, to find out what your new normal is once you decide to come up completely off of that GLP-1. And of course, I'm not a doctor. I've never claimed to be a doctor. All of these are, this is data from my own personal experience, and this is data from other friends, acquaintances that have gone through the process. So again, take all of this information as a guide or as some friendly advice, if you will. But always, if you are considering taking the journey of using a GLP-1, make sure to consult with your primary care physician or your medical professional, with an actual doctor who's a real doctor, who's not me, okay? And and make sure that they help you guide through your journey. And with that, I hope that you found this guide helpful. I hope that these are tips that are actionable to you and that ensure your success on your journey. Because remember, we all start somewhere. I used to be almost 100 pounds heavier. I didn't have access to GLP-1s back then. I wish I did, though. I'll be perfectly honest. I think it would have helped my journey quite a bit. And like anything, it's just a tool in your arsenal. So make sure that you understand and utilize the tool to the best of your ability to get the results you want in a healthy, positive way. And with that, thank you very much. Remember to comment, like, subscribe on the bottom. There'll be some more resources, links, and information in the show notes. So please look through there. And give me some comments and some feedback. Tell me what kind of guides, what other biohacking, everyday biohacking type of topics you'd like to see on the channel. And I'll be glad to have either guests or subject matter experts regarding that topic, or creating another guide similar to this one, doing a little bit of research to share with you and bring you some information that hopefully this will save you a lot of time and research. I've done it for you. You can watch it here, learn, grow. And with that, thank you for watching, and assess, adapt, overcome, and Rise 41 is out.